Hello YouTube, welcome back to the channel. So today we're reacting to a FLEEKAZOID video about AC Shadows. Now, what can I say about AC Shadows? So I heard bad things, like they're like trying to make it sound like their game sold well, and then they also tried to they tried to say it's one of the top selling games, even though there is no they don't know how much the other games that came out around this time sold. I mean, I do recall hearing that indie game about like dealing drugs called Schedule 1 or something sold way more and has way more players than fucking AC Shadows. Way more people playing it. And I remember also hearing that the sales are actually dipping like greatly, and they just recently reached 3 million sales maybe. Meanwhile, Monster Hunter and like all the other games that better games that came out around that time are way past that amount. Anyway, let's start the video. Enough stalling.
Yo, what's up, player? Sorry, I was just practicing my Japanese.
Yeah, that's totally Japanese.
Shadows is a hit. Our stock is.
I heard the game was ass.
In the flea fall. Tell them we got another million players.
Also, shitty voice acting.
2 million more players. Fuck them, they can't prove anything.
Wait, not 3 million sales. They're just saying people playing it, and I recall people saying it was on Game Pass.
It works, the stock is skyrocketing because that's what I do. Go get yourself a snail, Pierre, you earned it. You could also have a negative $2,000 raise each year.
Oh, yes.
We're fleeking over the little
cuts.
And our consultant division was hired a few years ago to help Ubisoft make Assassin's Creed Shadows the smash hit it is today. In fact, you're fired. The game was too successful. We can't
so successful that they're laying off people.
A disturbing amount of you.
I heard about that.
This major success will allow the 19,000 people working here to keep their jobs, and unfortunately that's just not true. Notice how that number doesn't say number 1 in day 1 earnings? Well, that means we'll be laying off at least a couple thousand Frenchmen, and we'll be replacing them with several more sweatshops. And just as a little side note on all that sweatshop business, we are
holy
deeply
shit
disturbed. That word got out
Bruh.
about that. Why the hell do you think we hired them? Because they tuck them in at 5 o'clock and have an office wine cooler? We already tried that, and look at how that worked out for us. We got Frenchies starting a revolution every other goddamn day. You know what the nice thing is about sweatshops? They don't pay them enough to buy picture signs. Allegedly, from what I hear, people say this, I don't know. Listen, I'm in the middle with you. Thanks to the
Didn't Tencent buy out
on the next one. Of course, that's going to be monthly though.
Assassin's Creed, Far Cry, and Rainbow Six?
Speaking of which, you're also fired. My marriage was too successful. I'm getting a divorce. Your salary.
Good God.
Recoup my losses. Now, flashing back to my years when I was working on the game, my role as chief consultant of dumb fuckery was problem solving. The first problem I noticed, too many French people, so I said, hit the snail trail, Pepe. Next order of business, we're making this one another RPG. Nothing says Assassin's Creed like walking into a base, everyone's within level range, but then you get to the target and he can one-shot you with a rock. This is fun, as long as you don't know what that.
Okay, no. That's fucking. That right there, that's just stupid. Like, you get one shot when you reach the target. This is also why Assassin's Creed should have never become an RPG. You could stab someone in the head and they won't die. And then just out of the blue, oh, they don't even have a weapon, they just kill you by throwing a rock at you. What the fuck?
But then you get to the target and he can one-shot you with a rock. This is fun, as long as you don't know what that word means or what it feels like. Now, on the point of hating our customers, in the Steam review of every Ubisoft game, people are always complaining about how we're forcing a second launcher on them, which is why we're gonna force a third launcher on them. Fuck them. But it's only gonna be a launcher for all the shitty Assassin's Creed games. I want to make a clear line in the sand so that new players don't wander off to a better game that we haven't monetized out the ass. Did the Black Flag have sold the box? That's a great question, Pierre.
Shadow of Mordor is my favorite Assassin's Creed.
Note to self, make the guy's ass bigger than Nawe's. Remind me you're a forward-thinking company. Second reminder, settle that lawsuit for that time when we were a little too forward in our thinking. Hang on, I'm getting cold. Why would you make the dude protagonist also Japanese? We already have a Japanese. Listen, I'll tell you what you're gonna do. Everyone's talking about how they love brotherhood, right? Well, why don't you put a brother in the hood? It'll be like Danny D. The fans are gonna love it. They did not. And whenever he fights, I want you to blast the loudest rap music you got. But not in a racist way. We here at Ubisoft are not racist. So in the least
Sure.
racist way you can, whenever Yasuke shows up on screen, I want you to be blasting that trap music as loud as you can. And I'm not talking yay. I'm talking straight up SoundCloud trap beats with a
Oh no, not the SoundCloud.
The rice field is just off camera with an Ensoniq ASR. And in the cutscenes, when everything should be all quiet and dramatic, I want you to play the weirdest shit you got.
What the fuck?
That doesn't fit the setting, the scene, or anything. It's perfect. God, these juices are just flowing today. You go fire somebody. You go make something shinier. You go add 1 million players. God, I'm a genius. Now let's talk about the gameplay. We're gonna do a brand new take on the new system.
This is hilarious. It's actually hilarious, to be honest.
Agree on this? Alright, nice, but we need to make these two characters feel distinct but equal, not in a racist way. Which is why no-ass Nawe will be great at everything except combat, and Yasuke will be a little bitch that can't even climb a rock. Unless you don't want him to climb a rock, then he'll be able to climb a fucking rock. I want this man to be like our Expert Plus difficulty, kind of like that Fractured But Whole difficulty system. Right around that 15-hour mark where you're getting bored of the repetitive gameplay loop, I want to cure that boredom by giving you even less gameplay options. You want a new mechanic? Pull out your credit card. Don't have the money? Find a country with flexible labor laws, start a sweatshop, and I'll give you some money. Also, that Spartan kick's been our crutch for the last 3 games, and it's getting old. That being said, we haven't had a new idea come out of this company in 10 years, and I wouldn't want to break the streak. So just make the kick send these rice farmers into the stars! Listen,
I heard this game's buggy as fuck, like, what the hell? Ooh. I haven't played the game, but I've seen gameplay, and the game itself just looks boring to me. It is a good 4 out of 10 from what I heard. I think I already said that, but yeah, it's a good 4 out of 10. Well, not good, but because it's 4 out of 10, but you know what I mean. It's not good.
Got a tea time at 6. We really gotta let you stop developing the combat halfway, alright? But Saul, this is a return to form. We have all these mechanics. You're not even speaking American anymore. We don't have to worry about putting in the other half of the gameplay because it rains. Besides, people don't want flow. They don't want a unique identity. They want something that feels like nothing. And I don't mean unique. I want to remind them of that empty void where their soul used to be, so they fill that void with cash shop items instead of combat. The old Power Fantasy combat made them feel big and strong. Sarah, look at me. I want them to feel small. And forget flow. Make it all stuttery. I want it stuttery as hell. I've got a nephew with a stutter. He can't say yes without
this just looks awful.
Word. Use that as your inspiration. I'll send you a tape later. Speaking of no flow, let's talk about that stealth right now. I want that assassination button to only work half.
Okay, I've seen like I've seen stealth in like an early gameplay where they tried to someone tried to assassinate someone because, you know, in OG Assassin's Creed, you could just stab them and they're dead. I think I saw gameplay of someone stabbing an enemy in the neck, but they didn't die because of their level. Like, this is... Why did you make Assassin's Creed... I will never understand the RPG mechanics. You're not even an assassin anymore. It's more like you're a warrior. Well, that's from my experience with Odyssey. It's like you're not even an assassin anymore. It is shit. Odyssey is shit. I don't like Origin either. I heard some people liked Origin, but I think it sucks. It sucks. Just bring back the OG version of Assassin's Creed. Like, go back to the old one, the non-RPG one, because that's the one people want back. It's like ever since then, they tried to turn all of their IPs into RPG games. Like, that ruined Far Cry, by the way.
Half the time. Half the time I want the prompt to assassinate.
Oh, hold on. Let me rewind that. Okay.
And forget flow. Make it all stuttery. I want it stuttery as
like,
hell.
seriously, this combat looks not great.
Without making it a 10-syllable word. Use that as your inspiration. I'll send you a tape later. Speaking of no flow, let's talk about that stealth right now. I want that assassination button to only work half the time. Half the time I want the prompt to assassinate in Assassin's Creed to either not assassinate or not show up at all. I want half the encounters to play out like this. just catch you trying to assassinate shit. I want them to stand around with their dicks in their hands, waiting to assassinate an Assassin's Creed. You can assassinate
when Daddy Ubisoft says you can.
Well, shall we at least add all these mechanics back from the original games? No, you don't understand. We let them lay down. They don't get anything else. Don't overthink this, guys. These people will buy anything. In 15 years, we'll be selling a JPEG called Assassin's Creed. Fuck you, give me your money, and these people would still pay us $90 for it.
They tried to sell NFTs, by the way, Ubisoft. They tried to sell Assassin's Creed NFTs.
To distract. Next thing, some guy came up to me the other day and told me we should make a great 12-hour game instead of 80 hours of pondering the rope, so I shot him. But don't worry, I shot him in the game, so it only did 10% of his health. Our games aren't meant to be enjoyed, they're meant to be endured. What are we gonna do, make a memorable short campaign, sell 5 million copies in the first month, and immediately
Warhammer
sequel like some fucking chode? No! I want to lock all your abilities
for the Emperor.
Quest, and when you go to do that meditation quest as a break from all the fetch quests, I want it to trigger a flashback to that one time where you did a fetch quest.
Why?
Dick. No, not literally, Yasuke. Don't look at me like that. Stop that. I want to beat the fans down with monotony until they buy the Yasuke farting Fent Clouds bundle out of some confused idea that that'll bring them joy. Think about it like this. For just $20, you could help me furnish my yacht with high-end Dutch prostitutes. Every day that no one buys a microtransaction, one of our executive goes without a line of coke up his nose. Will you be our snow angel? Then just punch in your credit card and buy any one of these bundles. Speaking of people that need help, the enemy
of course they have microtransactions. I heard that was one of the downfalls of the newer ones.
Was asking earlier if they should spend any time fixing it, so here's what I'm thinking. Fuck them, fuck them. All right, I'll lay them all off. That's what I thought. Sorry, those are just some associates of mine. I thought I put that on vibrate. All right, I had some ideas for the story. First off, my wife's had 100 rounds of Botox in our last 2 years of marriage. I haven't seen her emote in years. Use that as the inspiration for the facial animations. I'll send you a tape later.
But I can fight.
My pain is constant and sharp.
Actually, I'm already looking at
motionless
right now. I can't tell whether she's happy, sad, or needs to take a shit.
I was about to say that, to be honest. Well, does she need a shit or something? What's with that face?
The voice acting is where we need to start pinching our pennies in our story-focused game. Have any of you ever heard of AI? It's like a digital robot sweatshop. It's brilliant. Future Fleek here. Now, I can't say whether or not we used the AI, but I will say the end result was indistinguishable from a high-end actor such as Daniel Day-Lewis in Lincoln. Check this out.
Karate, judo, sumo, samurai.
Nissan, Honda, Mitsubishi, Subaru.
Sorry, my bad. I had the mode on. I turned it off. Here you go.
Resentment can grow quietly without warning after a storm.
Now on a real note,
Shiitake. I saw that clip. It's...
Ubisoft
the fuck is that?
I want the whole world to know that the only people who can harass Ubisoft employees is Ubisoft. Please, everyone, the applause is really unnecessary. I'm but a humble man to the people, the higher tax bracket. I put on my Prada slippers, one Sudanese leather monk strap at a time, alright? And that's how I made this game the success that it is today. AC Shadows is such a success that our 18,000 employee company just got cucked by a game developed by one man named Tyler. It's such a success that people can't even run Monster Hunter Wilds, and they're still buying it more than Assassin's Creed Shadows. It's such a success.
I want Monster Hunter Wilds, FYI.
Success that we just became 10 cents bitch. It's such a success that our stock's hitting 5-year lows. So eat a dick, chuds. Wait until you see how successful we are after Assassin's Creed Crazy Cat Lady drops. Maybe strong feminine energy can take us.
I heard that about that one they're trying to make.
You don't give this game a... Oh, you're doing it again. He's running it back. I mean, holy shit, this act. Oh, fuck. Oh, I went to the corner. You are one. I win. Oh, sunk it.
Holy shit. That's like super buggy as fuck. Bro, okay, so yeah, I've heard nothing but bad things about this game. Like, the voice acting is awful. It's like half-assed. It's either half-assed or it's fucking AI. Like, I don't know. That's how bad it sounds, I heard. Some people are thinking it's AI. Some people are thinking it's just really, really terrible acting. Hold on, let me see if I can find. Let me see if I can find that clip. Hold on, hold on. Okay, okay, maybe I found it. Maybe I found it. Oh, okay, here it is. Here it is. Ten out of 10 voice acting.
Resentment can grow quietly without much warning after a storm. Mushrooms can too. Shiitake?
I am eager.
Back for more mushrooms. They continue to grow with resilience.
What the fuck? What the fuck is that acting? Like, for real, what is that acting? Oh, God. But yeah, I've heard that. I knew about the shitty voice acting. Also, they literally changed history because... I don't know. They changed history because they were trying to put fucking Yasuke into like a bigger thing, part of the story, even though in real life he didn't have that big of a thing going on. I mean, he's definitely a notable person in history, but I don't know, they fucked with Japanese history and it pissed off it literally pissed off the Japanese people in Japan. Like it pissed off an entire nation because some French person decided to change your history and they're taking some weirdo who isn't even Japanese's fan fiction over your own history. And that's fucking weird. And then I knew the game was buggy, but I thought I heard that they patched some bugs, and apparently it's still buggy. So we got the bad voice acting, the game's buggy, the combat is not good, it's kind of shit, in fact, kind of boring, and yeah. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video, like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you all next time. Peace.